feel like you're comparing yourself to other people's magic or your spiritual abilities or gifts or talents, well, I'm going to share a multidimensional chakra scan that I just did with a client in case it helps you on your journey as well. And the theme for today is going to be empowerment and pursuing your dreams. When I went into my client's energy field, I met with her energy body and she said, oh, I need to show you something. And I said, okay. And I started to follow her and she said, look, and I looked down on the ground and there was like all these bugs everywhere. They were blue beetles. And I said, oh, what are those for? And they started crawling all over me, encompassing me like a sarcophagus almost. And at first I was like, oh, but it's okay because we're divinely guided and protected and favored. Okay, so I'm in there in the darkness and I'm just waiting for something to happen. It's completely silent. And all of a sudden I hear this voice whispering to me and I said, hello, who is here? And I felt Isis's presence come forward, the goddess Isis. I said, Isis, is that you? Where are you? And she said, oh, you need to follow my voice. I'm not here. And I said, okay. So I go deeper into her energy field and I start walking through almost this cosmic portal. It was like a mirror and I hop out on the other side and there was Isis. And I said, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. It's been a hot minute. And she told me that she wanted to go sit and have some tea together in this garden because she wanted to tell me about one of my clients' past lives. And they're not really past lives, they're all happening at one time, but for the context, we're going to call it a past life, okay? So I said, oh, was she an attendant of yours or, a student or a priestess? So Isis was showing me where this past life had dedicated her life to learning from Isis, not directly like face to face, but she was learning how to channel her energy and channel her magic because she wanted to amplify those things in her own life and be able to utilize them to what we would call manifest or bend reality. And this past life had dedicated tutelage to learning from Isis for a 10-year period from her 20s to her 30s. And she took a vow of celibacy. Like, this is the thing that she was focused on, okay, implementing into her life. However, I saw her walking around in a city or her city, and she would see children like running all around and laughing and joyous and happy. And that made her really happy, but also made her sad at the same time because she wanted her own family. And she was having very much conflicting thoughts about that because she was like, no, I either need to study or I need to have a family. It needs to be this or that. And she did end up falling in love and having a family and multiple children, which we love that. But she was living with so much guilt and regret. She had completely stopped utilizing her magic, her spiritual gifts, and her channeling gifts because she thought that it was bringing shame to Isis's name, that she wasn't giving 100% dedication like she was previously. So she thought it's better not to be involved at all. Isis was not upset. Okay, not at all. She was trying to actually give her downloads and work with her intuition and her higher self to explain those things to her. But the fear was causing all of these blockages and these distortions and creating miscommunication in her channeling line, so she wasn't able to reach her to explain these things. Isis also said this past life didn't even need her. She was a very powerful, what we would call now energy healer, a sorcerer, a priestess, if you will. But because she was so overly dedicated to Isis, she wasn't seeing the true power that she had within her. She thought that she had to channel or get it from Isis in order to experience magic. But Isis is like, you can be just as powerful as me. I have spent a millennia, like so long cultivating my craft. I'm not giving you anything. I'm not giving you spiritual gifts. I'm helping you remember who you are and helping reactivate, reawaken those things within you. But I'm just a mentor. I'm just a guide. Isis wants to inspire others. She doesn't want anybody to feel like you have to have her in order to step into your full totality of gifts and abilities. And that's with any guide, any spirit guide, teacher, or mentor. You have your own flavor of magic and perspectives and understandings and abilities, gifts, and talents that only you can offer the world. It's great to look up to other people or beings or deities, if you will, but not from a place of comparison or feeling like you have to have them in your life in order to become the leader that you want to be. So I told my client, this is a beautiful opportunity for you to do some deep soul fragment healing, okay? Because my client is also an energy healer in this incarnation, very powerful, okay? So in her own gifts. And so I told her what would be great is if you, this past life, and Isis all meet in meditation together like a gal's pal, and you can all have a healing ceremony where you explain these concepts and these understandings to the past life so that she can shed all of that heaviness and that shame and the guilt and the regret. And it would be great for you to be able to pave the path for her to be able to teach that to her children in her incarnation. The reason that this timeline came forward in the scan is because my client in this incarnation has a beautiful family herself, and so she is a representative of, hey, we can live in both worlds. And then I told my client that this incarnation would be a great mentor for her as well, because she dedicated 10 years of her life solely focused on magic and channeling and her spiritual gifts. So she has a lot of knowledge and wisdom that she can impart onto her as well. And it also opened up the lines of communication with Isis. So she got 2 magic mentors in one day. I would love to hear in the comments if this message resonated with you and if it's going to support you on your journey. And if you'd like to learn more about your cosmic history, connect to different timelines, heal your inner children, receive spiritual and DNA activations, you can book a multidimensional chakra scan by going to my bio, checking the comments, or the description box below.